Right, so first off, I would like to say I think a lot of the backgrounds in this are very well done, especially the nature scenery. You know, the lineless look really lends to, making your characters stand out more against that. I also appreciate the dedication to sort of the Western aesthetic you have going on, having the effect over the film along with, the song playing with it, it all matched together very well. A couple notes I have. First off, the credits at the beginning, I think, were a little too long. I realized it was meant to introduce all the characters, but I feel like if you had that many characters that you felt like you needed to introduce through credits, you should have, I don't know, I feel like they should have had a little more relevance throughout the story. A lot of them, I feel, just kind of faded into the background a little bit. I would also say, I think the animation, though limited, was fairly good. Maybe making a little less complex character design so you can focus a little more on that animation, especially with a lot of the scenes the characters showed up very differently, and obviously when there's different artists working on something, it's sometimes harder to match the style. But I think coming up with more of a simpler design will make it easier for everyone to be more consistent with that. Other than that, I think this was a very good film.
Yeah, I think so. In the real film industry, we have this great asset, which is called producers, and they're basically stupid people with money who you have to listen to. And so, because they're idiots, you end up making things really simple and making them easy to understand, and you get rid of a lot of complexity. And I think that in this film, I think what's so cool about it is there's so much free, energetic animation. The sort of manic dynamic of the intro, you could kind of see that in the visual fun, and there's a lot of yes, I think, a lot of oh, that's cool in the creative process of this, which feels good. But then I think there are some aspects having a lot of characters that need to be explained when you're telling a story through this sort of song over the visual, which leaves a lot to be interpreted anyway, and some visual pieces like the blood on the forehead at the end, which could have been wasn't super specified exactly what that was, and it could have been interpreted different ways. Those sorts of things can make it a little bit more difficult for the audience. But in general, I felt like it was a cool, just highly creative, highly let's do this sort of thing, which is great.